If you are in the process of repairing and rebuilding your credit, if you've got outstanding debt, collection accounts where you owe balances, I want you to go to a website called optoutprescreen.com and opt out of all pre-screened offers. This will also help to make you less vulnerable to what's called collection triggers. So, what are collection triggers? They're also known as risk triggers or simply signals. But these are notifications that are sent from the credit bureaus to the debt collection agencies anytime there's a positive change in your credit profile. So, collection triggers allows a debt collector to track your accounts. It offers them daily monitoring. It notifies them of any new contact information, any changes that indicate your financial improvement and ability to pay. It helps them to take the guesswork out of how they're going to manage their collection efforts. It will honestly help them to be able to capture more wallet share because they're able to keep tabs on you. So the collection companies pay the credit bureaus to let them know the moment there is any improvement in your credit that might be seen as an improvement in your ability to pay. I've talked to countless people and I've heard hundreds of horror stories of people applying for home mortgages, credit cards, auto loans, funding, and all of a sudden that old past due collection account pops right back up on their credit report. And I have worked with a number of clients who, in the process of repairing their credit, so that they can apply for a mortgage. Well, as soon as they start applying for a mortgage, that inquiry gives the debt collection companies the impression that their ability to pay has increased since they're now able to buy a house. And then that charge off account from 2 years ago or 3 years ago pops right back up on their credit report. And I've seen people get denied funding at that point, or it has put a halt to whatever they're trying to apply to because they've got to take care of that. This also notifies collectors of new accounts that you might be opening. So when these notifications are set up, the credit bureaus will let the collectors know if you're opening up new credit card accounts, loans, because it's seen as an extension of credit, and that's a positive sign. New addresses, phone numbers, and they're very smart to call this pre-screening offers, but in reality, what you want to opt out of is for your credit information not to be sold to anyone, regardless of what purpose, whether it's promotional purposes or not. So let's talk about permissible purposes. This is the legally acceptable reason or reasons that a collection agency has to access your credit report. Agencies have to adhere to these strict guidelines set forth by the Fair Credit Reporting Act, also known as the FCRA, to ensure that they're acting within the boundaries of the law. So, when I hear someone say that a collection agency doesn't have permissible purpose to pull your credit, they do if it's for the purpose of trying to collect on a debt that you owe. One or more credit bureaus have reinserted an old item onto your credit report, it's best to contact them by mail. You should have received the 5-day letter required by the FCRA to give you notice of the reinsertion. If not, send a letter demanding that they delete the disputed item until a new investigation is conducted. This new correspondence will also serve as evidence of a new dispute. So, in your letter, ask the credit bureau to explain why they put the item back on your credit report. Let's talk about collection reassignment because this happens often. And this is one of the reasons that collection accounts also get reinserted or re reported onto a credit report. Reassignment is the process in which creditors assign multiple collection agencies to the same debt in order to maximize collection recoveries. So, a creditor will assign a collection company the debt for a limited period of time to give that debt collector a chance to try to collect on the debt. And if that collection company is not able to collect, then the original creditor reassigns it to another collection agency. And this is a synchronous process. So only one collection agency is collecting at a given time. So the first collection agency will first report the collection on your credit report. And then when it's reassigned, you now have a new second collection company that has the same debt that's also reporting the same collection to the credit bureaus. The good news is in all of this chaos of collection is that ending the period of assignment, the first collection company has to stop reporting the collection, remove the information from all major credit reporting agencies so that when the second collection agency is assigned the debt, they can start reporting the debt again, resulting in a new collection account being added to your credit. Let's talk about reporting limitations. So while the reporting for collections is limited to 7 years and 180 days, reassignment of collections thankfully does not reset this clock. The same period of 7 years plus the 180 days that it took for the account to charge off will be based on the date of last payment on the original account, and this reassignment will not have any effect on the cycle off date when the collection finally reaches that 7 years and gets to be removed. So, unlike charge offs, which really stop affecting your credit at about 4 years, collections will affect you all the way through the 7 years, regardless of the amount. It could be a $200 collection, it could be a $20,000 collection. When it comes to scoring, paid or unpaid, it's going to have the same effect. It's going to carry the same weight, suppressing your score until the collection account is removed. That's why I am big on pay for deletes as much as possible and within reason, or settlement. And I'll do a video when it comes to lender requirements. So it may help you to understand what lenders want to see on a credit profile. Because it's not just about the credit score, but they're looking at the credit profile. That is your report card of your activities, your financial responsibilities, and they kind of grade you on it. I mean, it determines whether you're going to be able to, you know, qualify for something. And I've seen many people who have pretty good credit scores in the 700s, and they don't understand why they're getting declined for things. And it's not just that they have the credit score, but it's all the other things that are going on their credit reports, whether their utilization is too high, whether they have too many inquiries in a certain time frame, any late payments, things like that. So hit the subscribe button and continue to follow me so that you get notified when I drop more content.